What's going on, ATL? Hey, you live in the studio with Al and Dave, Al the GM, Dave the captain, man. We come to you with the sad news of the Falcons, man. You know, yesterday's game with Mike Smith calling the timeout was just dumb. The Falcons ended up losing the heartbreaker, but you know it's due to our coaching. And then what was more upsetting was he didn't want to take the responsibility at the podium last night when he was asked about it. You know what I mean? Just be a man and say, hey, man, I flubbed up on that. And he didn't do that. So that let me know the cat got no backbone and he should be fired. But what did surprise me was waking up this morning and then see an article that say Mike Smith was fired. But I did see several articles on the HSC, NFL.com, and the Falcons, one of the Falcons' biggest fans website, Falconholic, said that he should be fired. But it was just really very, very disappointing of losing the game like that, bro. What you think?
I'm with you, man. Fire Mike Smith right now, dude.
Right.
It's what point is he serving here in Atlanta, man? Those are stupid calls. I'm not a coach, but I know in that situation, keep the clock running. Clock is your friend. Why are we calling timeouts? Why are we throwing deep passes? What's the point, man? That's just stupid. And I don't know what's going on with Mike Smith at this point, but it's not his first time. It won't be his last time if he stays here in Atlanta, which I hope not. So fire him now, get him out of here. It's time to move on.
Get him out of here. I'm with you on that. Arthur Blank gave him the stare of death yesterday. And I know he's tired of it because, for one, he got a $1.2 billion stadium to build. And Mike Smith constantly. It's not that, you know, if the team played, because I feel the team played hard yesterday.
They did.
But he lost it in the end of the 55 seconds. Any youngster that's playing Madden, you know you run the clock out. A 9, 10, 11, 12-year-old kid, no, playing Madden, they're going to run the clock out. And this guy's supposed to have a football IQ.
Getting paid millions of dollars.
Getting paid millions of dollars. Call a timeout for the other team. You know, my personal opinion, I don't know about you, but I thought every team get 3 times a half.
They do. They're supposed to.
Somehow, Mike Smith always gives the other team 2 of his timeouts. You know what I mean? In a game, he did it against Detroit, and he did it yesterday. It's just ridiculous, man.
Yeah. Funny thing is, like I say, he didn't take responsibility. He got the nerve to say, when they asked him, like, when the media asked him why he called timeout, he was like, well, we called a timeout to get our best play on the 3rd down, which they threw a bomb.
Exactly.
And then he was like, if we wouldn't call a timeout, they was going to call a timeout.
Hey, that's the point of the game for them to burn up their timeouts. I don't know what that guy, man. That guy said, like you just said, repeat that one more time for the fans, man.
In the press conference, Mike Smith said, we called a timeout to get our best play in on 3rd down, which they threw a bomb. And then he had the nerve to say, if we didn't call a timeout, Cleveland would have called the timeout and stopped the clock. That's the point.
That's the point, to make Cleveland call a timeout. But this is where I'm baffled, right? 3rd and 2. We already in Matt Bryant's range for the field goal.
Right.
Your best play, you call a time. He stated that he called a timeout to get his best play in the game, best play for the 3rd and 2.
Right.
So your best play was to your 4th receiver, Devin Hester, who's proven he's a special breed and a special athlete, but not a special receiver.
Right.
You're going to throw to Devin Hester when I got Julio Jones, Roddy White, Harry Douglas, and I got a 240-pound running back, Steven Jackson. 2 yards? If Steven Jackson can't give me 2 yards, he need not to be on this team.
Right. But we know that's not true because they gave the ball to Steven Jackson early on a 3rd down, and he got the 1st down.
Exactly.
So that's not true that he probably can't fall for 1st down. So it was just a bad play call, bad coaching. It's not the first time. It won't be the last for Mike Smith, man.
No, for Mike Smith. So that's what I'm saying. Why now? I was a big fan of letting Mike Smith finish the season. Letting him finish the season saying that, well, they're really going to do no good. Go in and get rid of him. But, this is, to me, he going to flub up again this year. And let's just go ahead and cut bait. I don't see us winning the division. We got Arizona coming in here, who is 9-1, tough physical team. They always talk about the fact they want the Falcons to be tough and physical. Every time we go up against a physical team, Matt Ryan, had a deer in the headlights look, man. Mm-hmm. And then after that, we got to go to Green Bay.
Right.
In the frozen tundra. Right. We're not going to beat Aaron Rodgers. They playing lights out right now.
Right.
And then we come back here and play another physical team, which is Pittsburgh Steelers, man. I don't see us winning not one of those 3 games.
I'm with you. There's probably 3 L's. Definitely 2. 2 out of 3 is definitely L's. You might have a chance against a Pittsburgh, maybe, but I won't bank on that. So probably 3 L's.
Probably 3 L's, and in that rate would be 4-10.
Right.
And even if we win one of those 3,
right,
we'll be 5-9. We still out of it. Pretty much, we still out of it. You know what I mean? I notice the NFC South is bad, but I just don't feel that New Orleans would turn around and lose as many games as we gonna lose.
Right.
And even though I'm pulling for them to lose tonight against the Baltimore Ravens, you know what I mean? Because I'm a Falcon fan, so I'm advocate. But at the same time, I just don't know if they're gonna lose tonight. And then we got to go after the Pittsburgh Steelers game. We got to go to New Orleans, down in the Big Easy, where it's always be a fight.
Yeah, right.
And then we got Carolina coming here after we stole one from in Carolina because we should have lost that game there because we made some bonehead clock managements in that game, but they just made an extra bonehead move, and we ended up walking away with that one. So I don't see us winning. None of these games really. Maybe one if we get lucky, but that'll be pretty much it.
Yeah, 1 or 2. Maybe we can steal 2, but yeah, I'm with you. It won't be very many on top of that. But
so I'm looking at it. Let's just cut bait right now. Cut bait with Mike Smith, man, to call it good.
That makes sense, man. I kind of wouldn't mind them cutting bait after the bye week because I didn't feel we was gonna do anything. But they fought back and they got back into it. But yeah, Mike Smith ain't the guy to go forward with, man, and it's time.
And my thing, watching this team and all the mistakes that have occurred over this season and last season, where have the repercussions been? There's no repercussions for making mistakes on this team.
None that we see, right?
Yeah, well, none that we see, but I'm like, fire a handful of cheerleaders. Fire the water boys for not bringing the water instead of carrying. I don't know. Somebody need to get fired.
Man. I need to see something.
I need to see somebody get fired, dude. You know what I mean? I need to see some repercussions. Leave, man. Fire the towel cat for not washing it with Tide, man.
Something, man. I'm with you. Something need to happen.
God, there's no repercussions.
Some kind of message.
Some kind of message for this team, man. And I'm like, gee, there's,
It's not even any anger from nobody. Besides, the OC slammed his helmet down, a week or 2 ago, whenever that was. The players doesn't even seem angry that they're losing. So, I don't know, man. It's maybe they packing in. We said maybe they packing in, but they did play hard. But still, I just don't see that it.
Yeah, I don't see that fight.
Right.
I don't see, and maybe the coaches setting them up. Maybe they've been set up by the coaches or whatever. I don't know, but I don't see that. I think they didn't give. I think the team has gave up on the coaching staff. I truly believe that.
That's possible. Like I said, they did fight hard yesterday, but yeah, I don't know, man. Maybe. And we went on record and say, yeah, I think they have given up 2 in previous shows. That's definitely possibly a possibility.
Okay, so I'm thinking it's time for a change. I'm hoping, Dummy Dimitrov has been incognito right now. He has declined all interviews. He's not doing anything but smelling Arthur Blank's jockstrap. That's what I think he's doing. You know what I mean? So I'm thinking he's trying to save his job, but at the same time, I hope Arthur Blank don't fall for the banana in the tailpipe because I think he is just as much fault as Mike Smith.
Oh, absolutely. They're tied at the hip, in my opinion. They're tied.
And a new regime, you part of the new regime, and I think we talked about this before. Do you start? if you're the GM, do you dangle people out there to see what you can get for them? Do you release players? Do you because the salary cap is the money is too big of a difference, man. You got $71 million on offense and $45 million on defense. You got to get that number more even.
I'm with you, and that's definitely a possibility. I think if you let go top-notch players, so you got to be able to replace them either in the draft, like we talked about earlier, dangling Julio. But if you get rid of him, you definitely got to replace that production. Mm-hmm. Possibly in the draft, like say you can't do it in free agent, otherwise you might have paid Julio. But definitely in the draft, you got to replace that production. So it's a possibility. Like I said, I'll be more. I think there's a couple of key areas, me personally, but yeah, I agree. The money need to be closer in range, offense and defense. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's a huge gap.
It's a huge gap, man. You're talking about right at $26 million. So I think possibly they need to shave off about $13 million off that offense. You know what I mean? Because to me, looking at this team this year here and last year, but I'm really speaking on this year, the offense have left the defense out to dry too much. I think that now the defense hadn't been playing well.
Right.
But they've been playing well enough to win more games than they have. And I think the offense constantly stalling out the way that it has been. And I got $71 million on the offensive side of the ball. You need to be going out there and give me at least 3.
Right.
Every time.
Right. Unacceptable, man.
You know, going 3 and out every time like that. Put my defense back on the field. Knowing my defense is not as strong as it should be.
Because there's no money.
Because there's no money out there. That offense needs to be giving me at least 3 points every single time. And if they can't do that, somebody need to be cut. And I think that's the problem with this freaking team. There has been nobody released. There has been somebody released. You released
backups.
You release backups and then re-sign them to practice squads or whatever, you know. But I need to see somebody being held accountable. Like, you know, you didn't play well. You out of here. Right. You know what I mean? You're gone. I'm sorry. And there has been nobody held responsible. Even the coaches. You know, it should be a change. There's been plenty of coaches fired or replaced during the middle of the year. And I'm not a big fan of somebody losing their job. Because I'm sure those guys got families. But at the same time, if I don't do well on my job, eventually they're going to release me.
Oh, absolutely, man. It's a business, and that's where you got to look at it. I'm with you. People got family too, but it's a job. You got to do your job. And if you don't do a good job, you lose it.
Yeah, you know what you signed up for.
Absolutely.
So my thing is, like we spoke before we came on the set, is I would dangle Julio out there. And the reason I'm saying that to the fans out here, and not that I would trade Julio, what I'm saying, I need to dangle him out here to see what his worth is. Because if I can find a taker to give me 2 first-round draft picks for Julio, he's gone.
He's gone. You take that.
I take that all day.
Absolutely.
If I can find somebody to give me a second-round draft pick for Roddy, he's gone.
Absolutely. Yeah, you ain't going to get nothing for Roddy at this point. You might get 6th or 7th round.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you get a second round, yeah,
he's gone.
Out of here quickly.
And so I got to see what I can get for these guys because I'm going to have to rebuild this team. And you remember you was talking about with Matt Ryan. Mm-hmm. You know, it is hard to find a quality quarterback. But Matt Ryan been in the league 7 years now. And he's making mistakes like he's a second-year quarterback.
Yeah, we seen it yesterday, man. Throwing in double coverage and all that, but it seems to me like Matt predetermined his throws before the snap. Mm-hmm. It's like in his mind, he know exactly where he want to go, and no matter what, he go there. Yeah, that's what I seen. That's kind of what I always seen. It's like he don't go through his progressions. Mm-hmm. And when you start hitting him or getting kind of in his face, a little pressure, he really go down.
Because he got hit early and often yesterday. At the beginning of the game, they hit him several times.
Right.
And I think that took him out his whole game. And he was deer in the headlights going forward after that. But I'm like, man, you know, you're a $20 million quarterback. You know what I mean? If you can beat up like that back there, we got to try to open his running game up. You know what I mean? To try to, I understand they say Cleveland didn't have those guys. They held them to 63 yards, but Cleveland was 31st in the league. Cleveland was behind us in running.
Right, they bad run defense, Cleveland.
And we didn't keep running the ball. I'm going to keep running the ball, or I need to scout and see what other teams did to put them 31st.
Yeah, I think it's personnel with us, man. We don't have the maulers up front. We don't have maulers up front. That's why we haven't been able to run the ball, because we don't have guys who are going to get after you and really just bulldoze people up front.
Yeah.
We don't have that. I know we got a lot of injuries. I understand that. But even without injuries, our guys wasn't maulers up front.
Exactly. And then you still got to be a man. If a man slap you out, you slap him back. I'm not going to say, I'm sorry, hey, you slap me again. Oh, you know when somebody fight, they push you, well, push me again. Hell no, already pushed me. We finna fight.
Right, that's for people who don't want to fight.
That's for people who don't want to fight. And I think the Falcons don't have nobody on there that want to fight. You know what I mean? Push me again. Now, I already pushed you once. I done pushed you 13 times. You talking about push you a 14 times before you fight. Man, get the hell out of here, man. It pissed me off with these guys, man. And it pissed me off that these guys are always talking about good character guys. Okay, it's okay to be good character guys and more and do all that. Man, I could care less about that. But you see what Belichick do? People can talk about Belichick all they want. Belichick take the worst of the worst. When nobody wanted, Talib Akwib?
Yeah.
He took
Talib,
it.
Yeah.
Nobody wanted Brandon Browner. He took it.
Right.
You can't say he took another player. Bill Belichick take me and have to get these guys to play.
Yeah, and most of the time it worked.
It worked.
A few rare occasions it didn't.
Nobody wanted Randy Moss. Randy Moss didn't want to leave
And when he left, he was crying to come back.
He was crying to come back. They didn't take him back. But hey, it is what it is. You know what I mean? So I could care less about being a good character guy. Can you play the game the way it should be played?
Right. And when you get here, like I say about deserve second chance, man, that's what he offered players. And once he get them, I'm sure it's something behind closed doors. Because technically, they tend to straighten up once they get to New England with Belichick's. And like I said, don't always work. You still have some guys he had to let go, like Hainsworth, but most of them do things the right way once they get there.
Once they get there. And I'm like, I just don't understand. So from that standpoint, I got to put the onus on Blank. Because Blank did say he wanted good character guys. And I'm like, okay, good character people work well with Home Depot. But this ain't Home Depot. We're gladiator. You own a team in a gladiator sport.
Right.
So you got to have gladiators.
Right.
If you want good I don't want players that are going to speak to everybody. Or can I help you? That worked well for Home Depot.
Right.
You know what I mean? I want players that can cut you out and talk about choking you and your wife out. That's the kind of player I want. And a fight can come with it. And I'll fight your grandmother.
Right.
When
you just said that, man, I just seen the 30 for 30, the line at Zato, which I ain't really know a lot about it, but that's the type player he was. Even though he was on the Raws, but he was that type player, what you just said.
That I want, man. I don't have to have a roster full of these hoes. You know what I mean? I don't need 53 players that talking about fighting grown, because eventually they have one trying to fight me and I'm the owner. Right. But I do need a couple dogs on that.
Yeah, you need a handful of junkyard dogs.
Handful of junkyard dogs, man. Because, like they say in the old days, man, you don't feed the dog don't guard the yard. I need somebody who gonna go at you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They can give me a penalty, okay, but I guarantee you ain't running that ball that way no more.
Right. I'm with you, man. Like I said, our penalty isn't bad.
No.
So, like I said, I don't need you consistently doing bonehead stuff, but if you sending a message, and putting fear in people,
exactly,
I probably can live with it.
Ain't nothing worse than seeing a man getting his heart took.
Absolutely.
You remember when Ray Lewis back in the day was taking Eddie George's heart?
Absolutely, man.
He took Eddie George's heart a couple times.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? Ray was a killer, but Ray, we love you, Ray. Ray, we love you. We love you. But hey, man, take a cat heart out there. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's what it takes, man. But we're not tough. We see we're not tough. They preached it, and it's one thing to say it, but it's another to actually be tough and do it and show it. But
exactly,
it was just all talk.
It was all talk, and it backfired. That Hard Knocks backfired on us this year. It truly backfired. I think it set the league on fire for the Falcons this year. Because everybody know Mike Smith don't have no heart.
Right.
It ain't like you going against Rex Ryan. Rex is sitting and be like, okay, then I blitz the heck out of you. You know what I mean? I don't care. Rex be like, whatever. You know what I mean? Or Rex will tell the player, go ahead and fight then. You know what I mean?
Yeah. But I don't know if this is something the league didn't know already.
Yeah.
I they probably knew he didn't have heart. Even like say other teams, like say when Tennessee was coming here, they was calling the Falcons pretenders.
Yeah.
So it's like this. I don't think it was something new.
Cat on your field telling you, your practice field calling you pretenders and fighting on your practice. That's like you letting somebody come in your house and beat your ass in front of your family.
Right.
You ain't finna do that, cuz. You gonna have to leave me stressed out.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean?
Possibly put me in a box.
What I'm saying. I'm gonna have to be stressed out. Cause I don't care. You came in my house and beat me in front of my family because I was dead. That's the only way.
Absolutely.
There's no way. There's no way. And then I don't know these guys, man. And you let all your dogs go. They let all their dogs go.
That's the GM though.
That's what I'm saying.
That's the GM. That's why he need to be fired, as well as Mike Smith. They should be tied at the hip.
Yeah.
But like I said, I hope Blank see through this BS, man.
Exactly. Because I had no idea. But I can't. Like I say, they are. They just done irritated me and I can't do it, man. I can't do it right now.
Can't win with them. Can't do it.
Exactly.
I take 10 guys who want to win. Can't do it.
Exactly, man. These guys are. I can't. I don't know where to go with these guys here with the Falcons, man. And yesterday, I read a report that Arthur Blank was pissed after that loss because he said he was embarrassed because he had started celebrating. After Matt Brown, he raised his hand. He was celebrating.
Right, they were celebrating the sideline. Absolutely. They showed that on TV.
They showed it on television. And then he ended up losing that game on a 37-yard field goal. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? So he said he was embarrassed yesterday behind that. So that's why I said, I don't know. There's nothing Mike Smith can possibly do to save his job at this point.
And I'm coming closer to that statement. I kind of went on record before. Like, I'm doubtful. It scares me because we win. Make playoff, it's a possibility, but I think you might be on to something now. I think Blank is just after seeing some of them faces yesterday, even after this, the call, the timeout, and all that. Blank face on the sideline was looking like, what the f?
Yeah, what you do?
So I think he's fed up, and I think no matter what, it's probably done.
Yeah, I think so too. Smith is done, but I hope.
Right, because if not, no matter who we bring in as a coach, we won't be able to get the players.
We won't be able to get the players that we need in order to fit that player system. So if I'm Blank, what I'm going to do, I'm going to have Dummy Dimitrov fight Mike Smith, and then the very next day I'm going to fight Dummy Dimitrov.
Right, that's how you do it.
You know what I mean? That's how it's going to be. And then I start for a GM.
Right, that's the way you go.
Then once I hire my GM, we'll get our coach. But I will have in mind some of the coaches that I want. Right,
that you run past your GM like, what do you think about these guys? Well, let's look at these guys and see. But yeah, absolutely, man. That's the way you go. That's how you do it. And that's the way I would do it as well.
Exactly, because there's some great coaches out there. And I'm gonna be honest, I was speaking with one of my partners early before we came on the air. I would love to see, and we talked about this before. I would love to see Todd Bowles come here due to the fact. He'll be the first black head coach in Atlanta history. And he will he brings some toughness from the Arizona defensive coordinator position. He'll bring some toughness. And I would just like to see that culture here. And because I love the minorities to get a shot.
I'm with you. I like Todd Bowles too. And a lot of people don't know a lot about him, so I don't know if he'll be. I know he'll be accepted on, like you say, that the first black coach in that way. But just because people don't know a lot about him, they might be more skeptical. But I think he's a good coach. Even Bruce Arians, the head coach of the Arizona Cardinals, signed off on him. He was like, at this point, I thought I would be working for Todd Bowles instead of the other way around. So that means he got coaching, a head coach, abilities and credentials for Bruce Arians, who I think is a damn good coach.
Yeah, offensive. I like
give him that type of praise. So I would probably like that move too, but I don't know if a lot of people know a lot about him, and don't know if Arthur Blank could go that way. I think Arthur Blank want to make a splash.
I think he want to make a splash, but I don't know will we be able to get the Grutons.
Yeah.
Or the Cowers.
Right.
I don't know if we'll be able to get those type players, and you don't know who's going to be available at the end of the year. But
I'm with you. I don't see us getting either one of those guys now. Just for the mere fact, Kyrie ain't coming back out the booth. I think he's done.
Yeah.
Gruden and McKay don't.
They don't get along. They didn't get along
right.
in Tampa, so
that ain't gonna happen. And Blank and McKay is good friends,
and that's why McKay ended up in Atlanta because of Gruden in Tampa. So
I don't see that happening. Jim Harbaugh, the report came out that his wife want to stay in the Bay Area, so I don't see him leaving there. Probably Oakland gonna be the job for him. So that's pretty much the big name coaches on the market as of probably gonna be on the market as of now. Tomlin, I don't see him going to win Pittsburgh. That ain't gonna happen. Yeah,
Tomlin in Pittsburgh don't get rid of coaches like that. It got to be years of bad records, bad teams before they. They only had 3 coaches since 1969. Knowles, Cowher, and now Tomlin. So
it was a report though that even before we hired Mike Smith, we were looking at before Mike Smith, we were looking at college coaches, and Bob Stoops from Oklahoma. Who his people said at that time he wouldn't want to coach in the NFL, so that might be another possibility that the Falcons look at too. Don't know if I would completely agree with it, but that might be a move they revisit again. Saban probably be another guy they want to look at again, but I just don't know if I would look at a college guy as a head coach after what we've been through
with Petrino,
about 8 years ago.
Especially with Stoops. Saban has been on the NFL level. I don't have his NFL record down to the paper. I think he was right at that 500 mark. I think he was 15-17 or something like that in the 2 seasons. But I don't know. I don't know if I go that route either because of the grind of the NFL. Right. And I don't know if he can handle that grind. You know what I mean? I want to handle that grind.
Right. So with all that said, Todd Bowles probably be the guy at the top of the list because you ain't gonna get some of the coaches that you want to get. But
exactly, you know what I mean. And then of course you have Rex Ryan out there, but I don't think Rex is a great head coach. I think Rex is a great defense coordinator, as we talked before.
Yeah, he's a great defense coordinator. Yeah, head coach. Championship game
with Sanchez.
Rex just seemed like he liked to be in the media.
Yeah, he do. How about his brother Rob?
Not as a head coach.
Not as head coach.
No, not as a head coach. I think they're both good coordinators. I do.
I'm with you on that. And like I said, me and you was talking earlier, man. I know Mike Smith is pretty much out of here. We all know Mike Smith is pretty. Mike Smith even though he's pretty much out of here. Especially after I think yesterday he really did himself in. I think the Detroit Lions game was starting to put the cover on the casket, and then he won 2. So Blaine was like, "Okay, we ain't gonna lock it down or seal it just yet." You know what I mean?
To put the nail in it. Huh?
But this one, I think, right here, put the nail in the coffin right here. I don't care if he win the next 5 games. I still think, because I don't see him having a winning season this year.
No.
I think this game yesterday with him embarrassing the owner, with him calling a timeout for the other team again, I think he put a nail in his own coffin.
8-8 is unacceptable.
8-8 is unacceptable.
That's what Blank said last year. So he would have to hold true to that word, man.
Yeah, he has to hold true. And like I say, I think Blank being a family man, he wouldn't want to embarrass Mike Smith's wife and kids. So I don't think he would terminate him in mid-season, even though I would like to see Mike Smith go on today. But I don't think Blank would terminate him before the end of the year. But I think after the December 29 game, December 31st, the Black Monday, Mike Smith will be gone.
He'll be on the list. Absolutely.
Yeah. So I think so. We approximately got about another 5 weeks of Mike Smith.
Hey, too long for me.
Yeah, too long for me. But that's probably pretty much what we have with Mike Smith.
All right, Jim. We gotta go. We want to get him something a little positive,
we gotta move on. We gotta move on, man.
The game last night, the catch. That's what we gotta name that. The catch. Odell Beckham. What did you think about that catch, man?
The Odell Beckham catch, man, has to be one of the most electrifying catches I saw in my lifetime with me watching the professional sports and understanding the game itself and how much concentration it took to catch that catch and skill and ability. I gotta say that was probably the number one catch, man. One hand over his back, shook, man. That was great.
Defenders on his body. I agree, man. That's probably the greatest catch I've seen.
Yeah, greatest I've seen, man.
It was amazing. They kept showing, even the analyst.
Chris Collinsworth.
Right. He was amazing. I'm a receiver. But what?
About it. And
Shannon Sharp, Kurt Warner, several tweets came. That was an amazing catch, man.
And he caught it. He caught it after being interfered with.
Right.
That's the type of receiver you want, bro. No matter what, nothing was going to stop him from getting to that ball.
Right. He was determined. At the same time, they showed he was practicing, the one-hand catch before the game.
Yeah, man. That was
so it's something he practiced. You don't want a player to do it, but you want him to be able to if they need to, which evidently he needed to with the pass interference and all that. But man, that's
that was man, that was off the chain, bro. Yeah. That catch, that's what I'm calling the catch, bro.
Yeah,
Odell
Beckham
catch, Jr.
Man.
Heads up on that catch, man. He did his thing on that one, brother. He did his thing on that one. And
yeah, he did, man. He need to go into type of catching training camp to show people how to catch or something with that one, man.
Come here and teach the Falcons how to catch. So, you know what I mean?
Man, the Falcons couldn't catch a cold.
Them cats, man. You know, like I say, man, we be.
Like always, fans know that. So we that's what we do.
Exactly, man. But these cats here, man. But I heard word is in the NFL, man, that the Bears is looking to push Trestman and Jay Cutler out the door.
That's a possibility. I like Trestman, not as a head coach, but I think he's a heck of an offense coordinator. Yeah. I don't think a head coach, but when it comes to calling plays and that type of stuff, I think he's a good one. But yeah, I see that, man. Chicago, we talked about Chicago. It's a tough city, man. They got a legacy. They want to win. But what they did, Lovin Smith, man, karma is a mug, man.
Yeah,
man won
exactly.
10 games and you kick him out the door. Karma got a way of biting you in the ass.
Exactly, and it's biting him too. You know what I mean? But I always knew Jay Cutler. Some reason he always beat Matt Ryan because he was the first person to beat Matt Ryan in 2008 in the Dome, and he beat him again this year in the Dome. Mm-hmm. But to me, he's not that quarterback, and once you start putting them hits on him, he crumbled like a cookie.
Yeah, Jay Cutler. Yeah, Jay Cutler. I can't even think his name. He that unimportant.
Yeah,
but yeah, he is an elite quarterback, man. He's suspect, and he's expendable. They paid him.
Paid him $100 million,
right, but
$126 million. But even Urlacher came out and said, "Hey, Jay Cutler's not worth that."
Right, but that they only did that because Chicago hadn't had a quarterback in how many years that was even remotely decent. So they felt they had somebody that might be able to give them a chance. That's why they ran out and paid the money. But yeah, it's way too much money. It's a bad deal.
Bad deal. What you think about Clowney, man? Clowney still hurt, still battling injuries. I'm glad we didn't trade up to get that book to get that injury prone man.
It is what it is. Yeah, that hasn't been too big of a trade up, but at the same time, who knows what would have happened if it had been Atlanta? Who knows? I don't know.
Who knows? But man, that's with him still battling injury, man. That's kind of rough, man.
It is, man. It is. So it is what it is. Good luck to him. I like the guy coming out, but
he's a specimen. He's a freak of nature, man. He's 6'5". What he was 266?
Yeah, somewhere around that range.
The combine say he ran a 4.5, but I saw the man running a 4.4. Either 4.47 or something like that. He's a freak of nature, but wow, maybe he don't want to be in Houston, so he keep getting hurt. I don't know. I don't know, but wow.
Yeah, best of luck to him. I don't know either, man. Hopefully he heal up. You never want to see anybody hurt, but
it's like give me your opinion on RG3.
Wow. He's not an elite quarterback either. I don't think he can read coverages. I think he want to run. I think he's been exposed. I think he's a high draft pick for where they got him, to be perfectly honest. And that's another person I don't think going to be able to stay healthy and going to have a short career.
I think he got 2 more seasons. I think Washington going to cut bait with him this year.
We will see. We know the coaches don't like RG3. Shanahan then Jay Gruden seemed to not be too fond of him either, but the owner do.
Because the owner want to sell tickets.
Right. And the owner likes him.
But if you ain't on the field, how can you not selling tickets?
I agree, but I don't know if the owner... Snyder is one of them owners who, he just don't care. He's that type of owner, man. Like the whole controversy with the name and all that. He's just that type of owner.
With the Redskins?
Right, the whole name and all that, but...
That's a whole nother fight, but...
It is, but it just seems like he that type of owner. He gonna do what he want to do no matter what.
Yeah, so I think RG3, if they keep him I don't think they're going to retain his rookie. I don't think they're going to pick up that 5th option on him. They're going to let it go. Because I got... And now, after seeing Kirk Cousins, man, I thought Kirk Cousins was...
I was about to say, what did you do?
I thought Kirk was the man,
Right.
But the man, seeing him play this year, he was horrid.
Absolutely. So what did you do?
You got to go with McCoy.
Coach?
Yeah.
Okay. But when you look to... If you draft another quarterback, if you're not going to keep those guys, what you do there?
I have to sit down and talk with if I'm the owner, I need to sit down and talk with my GM and my coach, with my coaching staff. Let's see what kind of quarterback we need. If RG3 or we don't have a quarterback on this staff, because evidently none of the quarterbacks is winning quarterbacks on this roster. Mm-hmm. So let's cut. I'd be willing to cut bait and move on. RG3 was 4-14 or something in his career last year. Something like that. He's a losing quarterback. So I could care less about keeping RG3.
You gotta win games, man. He's electrifying. He can run. He can do all that good stuff. But
he's arrogant. And my thing is this with RG3: they bought Doug Williams in, a Super Bowl winning African American quarterback, to come mentor you, and you act like you don't want. That's the report out of Washington. He act like he don't even want Doug Williams there to mentor him. So you won nothing. This man don't want a Super Bowl. And you don't want him there? Okay, I'll leave your black ass out there then. I'm just saying, that's just how I feel.
Right.
And so I think his career going to be, like you say, short. He can't stay healthy.
It's going to be a short career for him, I think.
He can't stay healthy, so, oh well, man. What about my man Marshawn Lynch, man? With his interview.
With the one words?
With the one words.
That's Marshawn, man. They just fined him, a week ago, $100,000 for not
talking to the media.
Right, but that seems to be his personality, man. He don't want, and I don't really like that rule. If I don't want to talk, I shouldn't be made to talk, man.
Exactly.
So I don't really like that rule, but I'm with him. If I don't want to talk, so I did not get fined, I give you one word answers.
And I'm with you on that. And my thing is, not everybody's a speaker on your team.
Right.
You know what I mean? So why I got to be in front of your camera? It's 52 other players that you can find to speak.
Right.
You can find my quarterback or my head coach to speak for me.
Right.
You know, like college. Not every player on that team speak. You know what I mean? So I don't think, if that man don't want to talk to the media, he shouldn't be made to talk to the media.
Right. And you don't talk, you get fined. If you say something inappropriate, you get fined.
Yeah.
So it's kind of a lose-lose for them guys, man. A lot of them guys are emotional. They had lost. People went out there and just blasted people. Then you putting them in a position, you're going to find them, put them in, going to be talked about. And so, man, I don't like the rule. They shouldn't be made available. It should be maybe a handful of guys who, like I say, like being in front of a camera, who can speak in front of a camera, that get interviews, man. Like, not everybody is meant to be in front of a camera.
Exactly. Let's move to AP, man. What you think? Did you think AP got the fair treatment of being suspended for the rest of the year by Roger Goodell on that child abuse situation?
No, he didn't, man. He didn't. And I don't like the situation. I think Goodell is two-faced. He is a guy who sit and lied, about the whole tape situation, recently. And nothing happened to him, but...
And I'm with you on that. It's like you can punish everybody, but when you make a mistake, who punishes you?
Right. Goodell's two-faced, man. I think he's bad for the game. I like some of the rules, but we're trying to protect players, but I think he's been bad for the game, in my opinion.
And just because he didn't never spank his kid or got a spanking or whooping or whatever you want to call it by his father, how is that telling me I'm doing something wrong?
Right.
If I decide to spank my kid? And Boomer Esiason, I hope he hear this interview because I think he's a prick jackass. Mm-hmm. He talking about AP is a scum of the earth and all that because you don't have to whoop your kid to get through to. Okay, that work in your household,
right?
But how you gonna tell me what worked in my household?
Right, it's different ways to raise them.
Yeah,
I got my butt tore.
I
turned out fine, but I know people who didn't get a whooping.
Yeah.
No, my wife didn't, and she's fine. So it's two ways to raise a child. I'm not opposed to either one, but you can't talk bad about one way or the other, man.
And then I know people got whoopings and locked up to this day.
Right.
So it just depends on how you was raised, and that's what worked for you in your household. That's what worked for you in your household. But I don't feel no man should be able to tell another man how to raise your family or take care of your family. You do what you got to do. That's what's wrong with society. Right. We're too sensitive in certain areas, and overly sensitive in others.
Right.
You know what I mean? You mind your own business. You sweep from around your own door and leave my dirt around my door alone.
Absolutely, man. I agree, man. As long as you didn't think AP, which I didn't, would harm the kid or kill the kid, which I did. I think he loved his kid.
I think he loved his kid.
It was just discipline.
Did he break skin and possibly maybe AP is a strong man.
He is.
And the kid was for
right. It might have been.
It might be a little excessive.
I'm not.
Yeah, I'm not.
I'm not there. I can't really comment on that. But.
Yeah, from the pictures, it looked a little excessive. But for him to spank his kid, hey man, you do what you got to do for if that's your form of discipline.
Right, method of discipline.
You know what I mean? But so for people to chime in and say, hey, he shouldn't have did that. Guy shouldn't play no more. He should be locked up like Boomer Esiason did. Boomer can go to hell.
Yeah, I'm with you.
And I mean that. You know what I mean?
I'm with you. But yeah, to answer the question, man, I don't like the rule. I think he should be reinstated. To be honest, man, they think they got him in punished enough. To be perfectly honest with you. And
then Roger Goodell sent that letter saying that he don't feel AP was contrite enough. How you know what a man feels? Are you psychic? can see in that man heart or see, you know what I mean?
This coming from a liar.
This coming from a liar, dude. I don't feel you was contrite when you said about the video. Like you didn't see the video.
Absolutely.
So I don't get that whole situation of these guys, man.
So let me ask you a question on that. Do you think he ever play in Minnesota again?
No.
I agree.
But I think he already knew that. That's why he reached out to Jerry Jones before he even went to trial.
Which, that's probably going to end up, because DeMarco Murray could possibly out the door in Dallas. And
AP already knew. I think all this stuff was set in motion way before. You know what I mean? Because why would you reach out to an owner saying that you were end of your career there, playing there, knowing that you was on a big contract in Minnesota? I think the owners of Minnesota had already told him, listen, this is it, bro. When you, after this child, because they already knew about the child abuse stuff way before the media.
Right.
And I think that he knew that.
Okay. So, it's a very possibility. It seems to make sense when you lay it out like that.
Yeah, exactly. So, but yeah, man, going back to that, but it is what it is, man.
It is what it is, man. Let's hit on a little bit of UGA, man. What you think about the Dogs, man? They've been winning, but they need help.
They've been winning. They need Arkansas to beat Missouri, which I don't think that will happen. I think Missouri going to beat Arkansas. But that's a whole nother story. That's why I think Mark Richt has become complacent and should be terminated, because every year you lose 2 to 3 games where you need help now from other people. The SEC East should be the easiest division to win. There's no contenders in there. And you letting a rookie team like Missouri come in and become the champ the last 2 years in a row. I don't get that. You UGA. You should be dominating the SEC East.
Hey, you hit the nail on the head, brother. I agree. He should be terminated. You shouldn't need help every damn year.
Yeah.
Come on, man. You Georgia. You can get the talent. You use a big school. You can recruit the players.
You top 10 program in the nation.
Right. Why'd you let a Missouri school like Missouri, I agree, just come in and win possibly 2 in a row when you need help? Come on, man. That's ridiculous. Take care of business.
Exactly.
You are in the East. You didn't have Alabama. You had Auburn, which you smashed.
You didn't have LSU.
Didn't have LSU. Didn't have any of the Mississippi teams.
Yeah.
Texas A&M. You didn't have. It was a weak schedule, and you still lose 2 games, man.
You lose 2 games to 2 losing teams.
Right. Who
got losing record pretty much, you know what I mean?
And one coach already been fired.
And one coach been fired, you know what I mean? And the other one, the other coach can't get the recruits. Nobody want to go to South Carolina. And you always come to losing to Spurrier.
Right. I agree, man. It's time for him to go too, man.
After 14 years, no championships, I could care less about, well, you know what? I take that back. I'm okay with him saying that they doing it the right way and they're raising men and they're getting the education. I'm okay with that.
I like that too.
But but at the same time, it's the kids that got the bag full of cash in the hotel room that win the championships.
Yeah, and I agree with what you just said, but at the same time, that's the school job. Mark Richt is a football coach.
Exactly.
Football coach. He ain't the dean. So you shouldn't be concerning yourself too much with that. Your job is winning football games. That's what they hired you to do.
Mm-hmm.
So,
but see, most schools, Alabama's, the Auburn's, the Mississippi, football first. UGA, Mark Richt want the education first, and that's fine.
Oh, yeah,
I have no problem with how to do. But let's get
Great.
Let's get some championships in here.
Right.
You know what I mean? Let me see you can you will this thing to the national championship. Yeah, we'll eventually win. That's just nature that you eventually will win one, but when I'm 50?
If you're even around.
If I'm even around.
Some organizations don't win. Like the Cubs or whatever have won like 90 or something.
Exactly.
Like that. So eventually, but will I be around?
Will I be around? Georgia hadn't won the national championship since what, 80? 82, 82,
Yeah, 82.
something like that. It's been 30-some years since they won the championship. 32 years. So, and, you know, my wife is a Georgia alumni, so I can't say this too out loud, but Georgia Tech won the last national championship in the state. Don't tell her I said that.
You know she gonna listen to the show.
Damn, I'm gonna have to sleep on your couch.
Hey, what's done is done. Better ask for forgiveness than permission.
So yeah, man. But so you know, we need to get some wins in here. And Mark Richt, I don't know if he's the man to do it.
I don't think so, man. Like I said, I think it's time to fire Atlanta's M&M, Mark Richt, and Mike Smith.
Freddie Gonzalez for the Braves. I'm going down. The only coach that I'm willing to keep right now is Mike Bullhoser, and he got another year for the Hawks. You can pay millions of dollars. I want to see wins.
I hear you.
You see what I mean?
I hear you.
I want to see the championship. You get paid millions.
Whoever bring it here gonna be the have the keys to the city, man.
Yeah, whoever. Yeah, you know what I mean.
Gonna have the keys to the city,
and that's how it should be. That's how it should be. But we know Mike Smith won't because he's out the door. He's getting ready to go out the door. My man Todd Gurley, man. Have you heard any news on that?
No, I hadn't heard any more on Todd, man. I haven't.
It's a sad situation for the kid. Right now, they projected him to go second, third round. That's what I'm still hearing. I know you say if he even get drafted.
Yeah, if he even get drafted, man.
So I don't know. It's a bad situation for him. I don't know who gave him the advice to come back. You know, it's okay to do things morally, and I'm with doing things the right way and morally. But at the same time, you got to make the decision for your future and your family also. You know what I mean? And he didn't have to come back. Now, he did have to take his punishment for signing the money. I mean, for taking the money, signing the autograph. Mm-hmm. You broke the rules. I'm with that. You was punished.
Right.
But after I lost 4 games, I'm out of the Heisman race.
All right. We out of the championship.
We out of the championship. And you had just said it before he came back. He had everything to lose. Nothing to gain by coming back.
Yep.
And that side of the game, he lost it all and didn't even play a full game.
Yep.
So.
Yeah, man. Tough, man. I don't know, man. I say whoever gave him bad advice, then he probably should watch anything that person people tell him.
Yeah.
Because evidently they don't know business.
They don't
have good business sense. So I definitely wouldn't consult with them on any business going forward. But.
Exactly. So who you man up, man? What's the man up this week?
I gotta go back to the coach, man. After a bonehead move like that, man. Mike Smith, you gotta man the hell up, man.
He's Mike Smith, dude.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. Mike Smith, he's just Mike Smith make me want to drink some brown liquor. Watching. I'm just gonna be honest, dude. I don't know what to say with this cat, man. You know, you make move, you do dumb stuff on the sideline that a 9 and 10, 11 and 12-year-old know not to do. Playing Madden.
It's comical. It's comical, man. What Mike Smith do is comical. You can't do them a laugh, man. To be honest, you're like, I knew it was coming.
I knew it was coming. It's just a matter of time. So my man up gonna be Arthur Blank and put him on notice. Go ahead, put Mike Smith on notice. I know he probably don't like to put guys, embarrass guys, especially with families and stuff, because he didn't do it with Jim Moore. He let Jim Moore finish the season. He probably gonna let Mike Smith finish the season, unless Mike Smith just go far left. But at the same time, he did fire Dan Reeves in the middle season.
Middle season, right? He did.
He fired Dan Reeves. And that was the only coach that ever took the Atlanta Falcons to the Super Bowl.
Yeah, I don't think they seen eye to eye on something, though. I think there's something going on behind closed doors there, too, that they didn't see eye to eye on.
Yeah, so.
I think Dan spoke his mind.
Yeah, Dan was old school.
Old school, right.
So, Dan was old school. So, we are, man. But I think he should put Mike Smith on those and call it good.
That's a good one, man. I can't disagree with that. That's a good one.
So, but man, it's been a great show, man.
Absolutely, man. As always, man.
Always
had a good one.
Always been a great show. And ATL, love y'all. We love y'all listening to us, supporting us. Please subscribe to us on Spreaker.com under the Atwell Brothers. Also, you can subscribe to us on YouTube under the Atwell Brothers or 365 Filmworks. And you can go visit us on the website at AtwellBrothersENT.com or 365Filmworks.com. So we thank y'all for y'all support.
Atlanta Falcons rise up. Mike Smith fall down and knock your 2 front teeth out.
We out of here.